hard to imagine we would look back and think we really did 100 of these things.
Crazy lucky thing to be on a show that goes 100 episodes.
100 episodes is big. You know how it feels. It's wonderful.
I've had nothing to compare it to. It feels surreal.
And all of a sudden, we're 5 years in. It hardly seems possible.
We've just done one at a time, and all of a sudden we've done 100.
It's great, you know, not a lot of shows get to reach 100.
This is almost as long as I was in high school.
And I'm so proud of you.
Are you proud of me?
Yes.
No, it was my fault.
But I knew that it would make it this far.
Why, when you were an intern, did you call me in time after time after time after time? So now, to commemorate the first of many unnecessary disruptions of your life, I've invited Laverne's Church Choir here to summarize my feelings in exuberant song.
Payback is a bitch. Ooh, it's payback. Oh, it's payback.
Zach and Sarah and Donald have all grown up a little bit more in the past 5 years. It's been great to watch, and I think the work reflects that.
Hi, Judy.
With gift shop chick. Did you ever...
Sure. Elliot's right here. Why would I care? Sweet. You can with anyone that you want.
As they grow, their characters grow, and they find nuances.
This guy's alive. Just poke it through his skin. Poke it through.
Time's up. Carla, would you do it for him, please? I'm also going to need an AVG.
Why are you telling her?
Shut up and watch.
The premise, the first 2 years was a bit of a trap, which was you're not the A-team doctors, you're the backups, you're the scrubs.
Do you not realize that you're nothing but a large pair of scrubs to me?
It was signified in many ways by the fact that in the opening credits, the X-ray's backwards, and I just say that because we've now gotten 10 million letters, especially doctors, and you know...
Superman. That's backwards.
I do know this.
It's been bugging me for years.
One of the things that we're proud of is that the characters have stayed true to who they are, but I think that they've all changed.
Ted, I'm a little busy, okay? Toodles.
The students have become the teachers a little bit. They've grown up.
Wrong-o, Perry. Mr. Langley's pancreatitis is most likely due to type 1 familial hyperlipoproteinemia as demonstrated by the eruptive xanthomas on his Achilles tendon.
Ooh. Watching some of the early season ones, like seeing how young the cast was, we wrote them sort of bumbling. Now, their issues are much bigger and more adult.
God, what is this? Some pansy get in touch with my feelings because my body didn't love me group?
Actually, this is a support group for the terminally ill.
The creative tone of the show started because at that time, when you try to say you're going to do a single-camera comedy, the first thing people would say is that single-camera comedies aren't funny. And they aren't laugh out loud, ha-ha.
Guess who?
I can't breathe.
I thought that the way to get through that hurdle was just to push the pace and fantasies.
I'm sorry, Mr. Larson, but I do not like the look of that leg.
Weird voiceover jokes.
Death is always hanging around this hospital.
And throw everything at the show, even ridiculous sound effects. I was trying to do anything I could so that the network would ultimately go, hey, maybe this is funny.
Over the course of time, you find a natural path that the characters would take. I think the challenge is not to get lazy or complacent. Like they would say in sports, you can't just throw your jock out there and expect to win the game. You have to keep it important to you every moment.
Hey, any sign of my brother, the janitor?
All the characters have evolved in different ways. My dog Baxter passed away last night. I dealt with it emotionally, but unfortunately, I can't stop crying. For us, it's become an evolution into reality. Now, listen, don't try to drag me into your pathetic, whiny little squabble with that god-awful bunch of malcontents. I hope you all kill each other. Have a great day, ladies.
Elliot, who was so insecure and didn't even know, couldn't even be in Dr. Cox and Dr. Kelso's presence.
Sorry, on his what?
His peepers.
Excuse me?
His shrink schwang. Her social life was just a disaster at the beginning. So scared and kind of grossed out by sex.
Have you two met?
Oh my God. She's got a tattoo of a teardrop on her bajingo. I had to use words like peepers and bajingo to season 5, where she starts role-playing all these crazy fantasies with Keith.
Confess that you stole these apples.
And making him be the Mexican apple thief.
You saw him do it, didn't you, Paco?
I would say when you watch the beginning, this show was more of a drama with a lot of elements of comedy and then some surreal episodes. And if you watch it now, it's a comedy with a bunch of surreal moments and occasional moments of drama.
You know, with fantasies and, you know, pop-aways, flashbacks, stuff like that.
You shall not feast on me!
Oh my God! How does that stuff even get up there?
Is that like next to the lost and found box?
There's no lost and found box. There's an ass box.
I want to show you something.
Wait, it's about the pen.
I realize that I've made this presumption from the very beginning, and I'm not 100% certain that it's true, but I don't think that Carla and Turk were meant to be the hooked-up couple.
I assume this is what you wanted.
Yes.
Your thoughtful token of love wasn't a token of love at all. It was an ass pen.
But our chemistry, mine and Donald's, was really very strong.
I love you. I really do.
Wow. Yeah, Judy and I have great chemistry.
Love you too.
It's amazing. I've had chemistry before with other women on screen, but nothing like this. Nothing like this.
Dr. Cox?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's the chemistry and the dynamic between the characters and sort of how they've made it change.
Why aren't you freaking out?
And then you have those like moments where you see the sweet side, like where he tells Carla how unbelievable it is to have your own son.
I'm not meant for this.
Trust me, when you do have your own kid, you won't feel that way.
It was really special because Judy was right. She was so magical. To have that kid who was playing my son, it was great. It was a really magical scene.
All I can say is it's just great casting on this show.
I'm melting in here! Anyone help! I'm melting!
As the show itself becomes more of a staple on TV and in people's lives, I think the network has sort of backed off.
You know, one of the reasons I divorced Perry was because of his last name. You don't like Cox? Actually, I love Cox.
Greatest conversation ever.
In Elliot's bizarre ideas of what's kinky, she decides to take her boyfriend to the woods to make out. There's literally a bear there with only glass windows, and the bear's rocking the car and like growling and screaming. I think they're like throwing him marshmallows or something to get him to open his jowls. I mean, it's just like ridiculous.
Sometimes I watch the show with an eye toward knowing that mom's watching and think, oh, I know she doesn't want to see that, you know, put your shirt on.
Particularly for me, I have such outraged over-the-top things. It's like, what are you going to give me next?
I'm going back out there.
And I would always lobby the writers, like, just, if it's embarrassing for you, don't worry about it. Just do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. Go for it.
The more comfortable that we are in the writer's room, that lends itself to being more confident as a show and as writers and just going for it.
Oh my God, what are you doing with my little boy, you sick, sick bastard?
It got really, really quirky in season 5. I mean, you have the fantasy sequences in JD's mind, like Turk and Carla have this pumpkin baby from the pumpkin patch, and then it graduates from college.
So damn proud of you, son.
And then gets hit by a bus.
We've never made up a medical story.
Does what hurt?
Yeah, we exaggerate them for comic effect, but they're all real stories and they've really happened every episode.
Oh, yeah, that feels good.
There are times when we'll pitch a story out and I'll think to myself, we can't make that funny. And then we end up doing the story, and sometimes that's one of the funniest episodes we'll do.
Yes! Yes! The amazing thing about the writers is to walk that line between comedy and then the realities of being in a hospital and death and losing patients.
All right, we're through here.
Wait!
Right. Time and death, 6:20.
We actually did an episode where we went live in front of a studio audience. People go nuts, and they say your name, and they cheer, and they laugh out loud. There's a feeling that comes with that. That was like the first time that it like hit me that this is really something special.
And there's really nowhere that they fear to tread.
Wait a second. This chart isn't for Charles James. It's for James Charles. He's the one who has cancer, not you.
And who cares about him? He's anti-Semitic.
I'm proud to say we've gone too far on this show 1,000 times. We don't censor ourselves.
Can you press lobby, please? Yes! Ow! 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 Doug! Why are you hitting me? I've got a ton of bricks for Dr. Dorian.
The genius of Bill Lawrence is that he believes that, you know, It's that awkwardness or of those hard situations that we don't usually talk about, and there's so much comedy in what we're not saying.
We did one where I'm responsible for the death of 3 patients. It was a really brave thing to do for a comedy, all of a sudden to just turn that thing on its ears and it to turn into this, pretty profound melodrama.
Zach comes to get him out of his depression, and you see how JD, how he really feels about Dr. Cox.
Anyway, I tried to convince myself the reason I didn't come earlier was because of you coming into work drunk. But that's not it. I was scared. I guess after all this time, I still think of you as like this superhero that'll help me out of any situation I'm in. I needed that.
This was like he's pouring his soul out, like, I know you're hurt and all of that, and you're my hero, but you kind of need a friend, and I kind of think you look up to me. I thought that was brilliant.
JD. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We wanted to make sure that the 100th episode was about the characters that got us here.
Seems like you had a heart all along.
Not only was it a celebration of who they were.
See? You had the brains all along.
Trust me, Carla. When you do have your own kid, you're gonna find you had the courage to be a parent all along.
It was an intentional moment that we wanted to show people what they had become. One of the things that we always do on Scrubs is we pay homage to the shows or the movies or the things that kind of influenced us. And, Wizard of Oz is the ultimate.
It was awesome. They had lions, tigers, bears. Oh, my. Hey there.
It was a really cool episode. We knew we were looking to celebrate our 100th. It seemed right for Zach.
I can't believe your head exploded.
Directing absolutely comes naturally to Zach. I think it's something that he will do for the rest of his career.
Zach likes to do episodes that are challenging and cool and fun.
That's my cue.
Action!
Cut! He knows exactly what he wants, how he wants it to look. And he knows when he's got it.
Certain directors are like, all right, was there ever a time in your life when such and such happened or where you felt lost? Try and feel that time. With Zach, it's simply, he's like, dude, remember that time we were hanging out with those chicks and that one told you that, she don't date black guys? Remember how upset you were? There, go there. Action.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Peel, you're about a 7 on the pain chart.
What's a 10?
That's the episode for me where I got hung from the roof by the janitor in my banana hammock. That was the Atomic Wedgie episode, as I like to recall it. And I would just like to say for the record that I have been on TV in a banana hammock more than any other actor has been on TV in a banana hammock in the history of TV.
That's a 10.
We get a lot of latitude of how we run around and behave here, and so we just keep on trying to exploit that.
Relax, newbie. The gimp is chained up.
Be careful, though. Randall got loose.
Why? We should probably go too. It's getting late.
Oh, no. I just ordered 2 drinks.
I don't really know where we end and our characters begin. We've all gotten to know the writers so well, and anything that you say at the lunch table is absolutely fair game now to be written into the next week's episode. Did you get it? No? They'll be like, what? Nobody was supposed to know that.
I guess sometimes you get lucky.
It's always going to be funny. It's always going to be irreverent. You're going to see really sad stuff because it's a hospital. And the truth about life is that people are born and people are going to die.
Any minute now, my ship is coming in. I'll keep checking the horizon. I'll stand on the bow, see a very long way.
Initially, the style of the show was just to hopefully suck people in.
And drop it like it's hot. It is hot! Put one hand on the floor. I can't reach! You better feel the burn. I can feel it burning!
But then the last few years, once we realized it's not going away, we've intentionally turned the show into just a show that makes us laugh and hopefully makes the people that have stuck with us laugh.
Now who put that fake arrow through her head?
The most shocking thing about Scrubs is that it was embraced by the medical community as the most true to life of the medical shows, which is A, weird, and B, very frightening.
Yeah, it's never dull.
Dorothy, only going home, are you?
Yep. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the